Hey everybody, what's going on? Today I want to share with you a power leveling strat that I employed when I was a pretty good ways into Kanto. So not early game for the region, but early game in the grand scheme of things. I think I had like 5 or 6 badges when I started doing this, and I kind of pieced it together as I went. And I think I have found the most efficient way to do it, so I'm going to share it with you guys. If I have any more seasoned players here that want to throw input in the comments down below, if there's a better way to do this, better spots to do it. I'm still very new to PokeMMO as a whole, and I'm not very familiar with the other regions, so I would love some more input and thoughts down in the comments below. I'm going to share with you what I have kind of stumbled into on my own for any newer players that maybe this will help. You're going to need a few things to make this happen, and we're going to talk about those. And for me, the best spot that I have come across so far is Vermilion City in front of the Pokemon Center. This, for me, has been my favorite spot to do this so far. I am still working my way through the other regions. I just started Unova, and I'm playing through that. I'm trying to play through it with only those Pokemon to kind of enjoy it, because I've never played the other regions before, really. So you need a Pokemon that is capable of an AOE move, of learning moves that are going to hit all enemies, because what we're doing here is horde farming. So you're going to be farming, you're going to be looking for fights where there are hordes. So that's going to be the thing. And in order to do this efficiently, we want to do it quickly. So we need AOE moves. Now, each of the starters, I have verified this to be sure, each of the starters in Kanto can learn a move called Earthquake. I think Earthquake is one of the better options for a good AOE move, especially for the spot we're doing it in, because it's going to be super effective against the Pokemon that we're going to be fighting. Earthquake is a really good option. It's 100% accuracy, so it's not going to miss. 100 power, so it's going to be pretty strong, and then on top of that, it's going to be super effective, and your Pokemon is probably going to be significantly higher level than what we're farming. So they should be able to wipe it out in one turn with Earthquake. Earthquake is a little bit more expensive if you don't find it like in the TM store or something. I don't know where to get it that way. I went ahead and just bought it off the global trade link. I think it was about 30,000, which is a little bit steep, but for me, well worth it for what we're doing. And by the time I got to the point where I was going to buy it, I had about 100,000 Poke Yen anyway, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. So I recommend Earthquake. I'll do another video later on Pokemon that can learn AOE moves and what some of the best AOE moves are. I'll figure out the best way to organize that as a good reference point. But for now, I just want to really more focus on this strat than all of the possible ways to do it, if that makes sense. So you need a Pokemon with an AOE move, one of your starters, and Earthquake is a fantastic option for this. Beyond that, we are going to need a Pokemon that can learn Sweet Scent. I use an Oddish. I think a lot of grass Pokemon can learn it. And you'll notice Sweet Scent has a star by it. That means you can hotkey it. You're going to want to hotkey it, right? We're going to try to expedite this process as much as possible. We want this to be as fast as possible, so we're gonna hotkey Sweet Scent. Another note on Earthquake: you'll see in your moves you can reposition where your moves are. You want Earthquake at the top so that when the battle starts, you can just spam through it. Okay, you don't want to have to select it every time. You're just gonna spam through it. So we've got our Pokemon that has an AOE move. We have a Pokemon that has Sweet Scent. And then you're gonna want a Pokemon that has Surf. Dragonite is a fantastic HM Mule for the Kanto region. I've got one more spot to put another HM in, but right now he's my Surf, Fly, and Cut Pokemon. But you're going to want Surf. Beyond that, doesn't really matter. So those are the big things we're going to want. Alternatively, if there's another spot that you want to do this in, it's not a bad idea to have an Abra with you so that you can teleport back to the Pokemon Center as well, and you can hotkey teleport as well. But since this is one of the reasons I like this spot is because it's right here. I can just go back and forth and be right back to it. Whereas if I run further away from a Pokemon Center, I can teleport back, but then I still got to run back to my spot. So that's one of the reasons I really like this spot. So to recap, we have our Pokemon in our starting position with Earthquake in their first move slot. We have a Pokemon that can use Sweet Scent, and we have it hotkeyed. And we have a Pokemon that can use Surf, okay? From there, you'll have your XP share on whoever you're trying to level. As you play through the other regions, you'll get other XP shares. Alternatively, you can probably just buy one. Let's make sure before I say that. You can probably just buy one on the... Yep, on the global trade link. It's a little bit more expensive here, I reckon. Let's see if that's a standard price. Do I have to... The stuff you type in here is very specific too. Like if you're looking for a TM, you can't just type part of the name. You got to type TM space dash space and start typing the name. So it looks like the best price is around 60 grand. A little bit steep, but that's up to you. If you want to spend it, I recommend just playing through the regions and getting them, to be honest. 60 grand is a lot for that. So anyway, however many XP shares you have that you want to spread out, that's the deal. Then all you're going to do is run down, jump in the water, surf. When you're in the water, remember we hotkeyed Sweet Scent. We're gonna use Sweet Scent. It's gonna summon a horde automatically. You have to be in an environment where you can get into a fight, and then when you use Sweet Scent, it summons a horde. That's its function outside of battle in this game. And then we are just gonna use Earthquake on these enemies. It's gonna be super effective. It's gonna kill them. And that's it. We're just gonna keep doing this over and over and over. Now the thing about Sweet Scent is it has 20 PP, but if you use it outside of battle for this purpose, it costs 5. So I think they did that to slow this process down just a little bit. I don't really know. I haven't been around for a long... I know this game's been around for a long time. I don't know what the reasoning was. It's not unreasonable to me to think that they wanted to slow this down just a little bit, right? Because it is a pretty strong way to do it. So now we're out of PP for Sweet Scent. We're just going to run back into the Pokemon Center, fill it back up, go back down, and just keep doing this for as long as we want to do it. Again, if you've only got 1 XP share, you can put it on someone when they're the level you want. You can just shift it down the party. If you played through some of the other regions a little bit and you have more than one, you can equip more than one to your party. Level up as many Pokemon as you have EXP shares for the process. And then again, when we're done, we just run back down, jump back in the water, and do it again. And that's it. It's a little bit mindless, but it's an MMO. You know what I mean? That's part of the grind. So that's pretty much it. This is a pretty good early game way. I was stuck at one of the gyms, and I needed to level up, but my Pokemon were pretty high level, and I was like, I don't want to run around in the grass forever. So I was thinking about how can I speed this up, and this is what I came up with. I'm sure this is not a new idea, but this is where I found myself and the way that I employed it. So hopefully it's helpful for you if you're a newer player. If you are not a newer player, I would be very interested to know some of the other spots to do this in the game. If you want to give some suggestions for other Pokemon, other AOE moves, other ways that you're doing this, I'm sure that anybody watching would appreciate any of that in the comments, and I would appreciate it as well because I'm still trying to learn. I'm still pretty new to the game as well. So I'm going to share things with you as I learn them and try to get some, fun content out as well. But I would appreciate any of that in the comments. I know, I always like it when y'all guys help each other out in the comments. So that's it. I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you have a good one. If you want to join the Discord, we're kind of trying to grow a PokeMMO community in my Discord currently. So that would be fun as well. We've got a team going, and I don't know. I'm loving it. I'm having a blast with the game. So I'm excited to get plugged in and finish all the regions and really start learning what's going on, see what the end game is like, and all that jazz. So that's it. I've rambled long enough. I appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see you later.